The crystalline walls of the Zephyrian throne chamber hummed with an otherworldly resonance as James Mitchell stepped forward, his combat boots echoing against the translucent floor. Beside him, Commander Naz Khalil maintained perfect military posture despite the weight of her diplomatic responsibilities. They were the first humans to stand before Queen Vexara in over 3 centuries of galactic conflict. The alien monarch towered above them on her bioluminescent throne, her 6 arms adorned with weapons that could disintegrate a starship with a thought. Her compound eyes, each the size of a human head, fixed upon the 2 representatives of Earth's United Defense Force. "So," Queen Vexara's voice reverberated through the chamber like rolling thunder, "these are the creatures that have brought the mighty Zephyrian Empire to a standstill." Her mandibles clicked in what James had learned was either amusement or contempt, possibly both. James exchanged a brief glance with Naz. They had trained for this moment for months, studying every aspect of Zephyrian culture, every diplomatic protocol. The war had raged for decades, with neither side able to claim decisive victory. Humanity's stubborn refusal to surrender had puzzled the galaxy's most feared conquerors. "Your Majesty," Naz began, her voice steady and respectful, "we come seeking an end to the bloodshed that has claimed millions on both sides." The Queen's laugh was like the sound of shattering glass. "You speak of bloodshed as if it matters to your species. We have studied you humans. We have dissected your warriors, analyzed your technology, probed your minds." She leaned forward, her massive form casting shadows across the chamber. "You are weak, fragile. Your lifespans are nothing compared to ours. Your bodies break easily. Your ships are inferior, yet you fight as if you were immortal gods." James felt his jaw tighten, but maintained his composure. The Queen wasn't wrong. Humanity was outmatched in almost every conceivable way. The Zephyrians lived for millennia, possessed technology that seemed like magic, and commanded resources from 1,000 conquered worlds. "Your armor," Queen Vexara continued, her eyes focusing on James's combat suit. "It is impressive for such a primitive species, but I grow tired of looking at it. Remove it, both of you. I would see what manner of creature dares to defy the Zephyrian Empire." Naz hesitated. "Your Majesty, that would be—" "It is not a request," the Queen interrupted, her voice carrying the weight of absolute authority. "Remove your armor or this audience is concluded and the war continues until every last human draws their final breath." James looked at Naz and nodded slowly. They had anticipated this possibility. The Queen's reputation for psychological warfare was legendary. With practiced efficiency, they began disengaging their combat suits. The advanced armor plates detached, with soft hisses of releasing pressure seals, revealing the simple military fatigues beneath. As the last pieces of their protective gear clattered to the floor, Queen Vexara's compound eyes widened. She rose from her throne, all 6 arms gesturing in what James recognized as extreme agitation. "What is this?" she demanded, her voice rising to a shriek. "Where are your natural defenses, your armored carapace, your venomous spines?" James stood straighter, suddenly understanding. "We don't have any, Your Majesty." "Impossible." The Queen descended from her throne, her massive form circling them like a predator. "No species can survive in the cosmos without natural armor. The radiation alone would—" She stopped mid-sentence, her breathing becoming rapid and shallow. "The gravity on your world, how much?" "1 standard G," Naz replied calmly. The Queen's mandibles began clicking rapidly, a sign of extreme distress, James realized. "And your atmospheric pressure?" "1 atmosphere, Your Majesty." "Temperature? Variations?" "Our bodies function normally between roughly -40 to 50 degrees Celsius," James answered. Queen Vexara's legs buckled slightly. She had to grip a nearby pillar for support. You evolved on a death world," she whispered, the words barely audible. "A planet that would kill most galactic species within moments. And you have no natural defenses because you didn't need them. Your world made you strong." James began to understand the revelation dawning in the alien Queen's mind. Humanity's homeworld, which they considered perfectly normal, was apparently one of the most hostile environments in the known galaxy. What humans considered mild weather would be lethal to most alien species. Your warriors, the Queen continued, her voice growing weaker. They fight without fear because they come from a world where fear means death. Your ships seem primitive because you build them to withstand conditions that would destroy our vessels. Your bodies appear fragile, but they are forged in the crucible of a world that should not support complex life. Nas stepped forward. Your Majesty, we don't wish to be your enemies. We simply want to exist, to explore, to learn. The Queen's compound eyes fixed on her. Learn? What could we possibly teach a species that evolved on a planet that makes our most challenging military? Training worlds seem like paradise gardens? She was quiet for a long moment, her breathing gradually returning to normal. We have conquered 1,000 worlds, absorbed hundreds of species into our empire, but we have never encountered anything like you. We're still just people, James said quietly. We love, we hope, we dream. We want our children to have a better future. That's all we're fighting for. Queen Vex'ara studied them both with new understanding. The armor and weapons hadn't made them formidable. They had simply concealed the true nature of what they were facing. Humanity wasn't just another species to be conquered. They were survivors from a world that would challenge even the mighty, Zephyrians. Perhaps, she said slowly, it is time for the Zephyrian Empire to learn from the humans rather than attempting to destroy them. As James and Naz exchanged hopeful glances, they realized that sometimes the greatest strength lay not in what protected you, but in what you had survived to become. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity's greatest armor was not the metal they wore, but the world that had forged them. The war would end not with surrender, but with respect, and perhaps in time with friendship between two species who had finally begun to understand each other.